for the first portion of this, I'm going to speak on YouTube about the Grosso Grind, the history of it, and where we're at, the latest update on it. It's getting a little ugly. So this is the second time now that I called for the renaming of the Feeble Grind, June 18th. This is the second time. I'm sure you've all seen this footage.
Video yesterday of Jeff Grosso saying some real stuff.
So Jeff Grosso reminded me about this because the last time I spoke to him was about 2 weeks before he passed, and we were talking about renaming the trick. So I was looking at a video of him being interviewed, Jeff, earlier this day, and then I had remembered what we spoke of the last time we talked.
And then I remembered the last time him and I spoke, we were in talks of renaming the Feeble Grind because it sounds weak.
So yeah, back in 2020, March of 2020, that was the first time I called to rename this trick for that same reason. Now, back then, I did hear of how the name came to be. Apparently, there was a gentleman who says that he created the trick, and his buddy would call him Phoebes, short for feeble, because he's a very feeble man, I'm assuming. So that being said, I also mentioned the first time around that this name was brought about by bullying, and we don't need that in skating. We don't need any bullying. So the gentleman commented on that post back then, and I don't have it. I forget what was said exactly, but that inspired me to message him privately and ask him why he was bullying me. So I don't recall what he said, but I took it as him trying to bully me. So I said to him, how are you going to bully me in the comments on a post that was anti-bullying? Anyway, he ended up apologizing, and I told him that I was being serious about wanting to rename the trick. To which he said he was not interested. I said, do you have any insight on what to call it? I was thinking that you could present the new name. And he said, no, I'm not a social media guy. Absolutely not interested. I said, all right, thanks for your time. I was very respectful the whole time. Now I talked to Jeff later that day. He had comment on the post also, and I believe he was the one to mention that it was Josh that did the trick, created it. So I was talking to Jeff then. I said, do you have any suggestion? He said, no, it's Josh's trick. Well, it's skateboarding's move, is what he said. So I'm excited to see what you come up with. That's what he said to me. So from the creator of the trick, Josh, no mention about us not doing it. He didn't say, no, don't do that. I asked him if he had any suggestions, and he said, I'm not interested. And I asked him if he would present the new name. He said, not interested to that. He never at one point said, no, don't do that. So same for Jeff. Jeff sounded like he was getting ready to do this. Now, we did the renaming. I made this post. Has about 900 comments asking suggestions for names. We took the most popular ones. We had a poll, and I posted the results. So clear and concise. No funny business. The skateboarding community renamed this trick to the Grosso Grind. Now, Shredder News announced this, did an article about it. They said, Wrecking Ball poll renames Feeble Grind to Grosso Grind in honor of the late legend Jeff Grosso. Yes. That is what we did. Yeah, it was a poll on my page. All the realest skaters, and they voted to change the name of the trick to Grosso Grind. All right, everything's done here. Yep, we can move on with our lives. Nope. We can't just move on with our lives and let the skaters have what they want, because somebody's going to pop up. This is Josh, the creator of the trick, now 5 years later, and a day late and a dollar short. This is a huge insult to my friend Jeff Grosso. No, it's not. It's a commemoration. And I told you that privately. And you know that Jeff was on board. He said he was excited to see what we come up with. He didn't say, no, don't do that. He didn't say, no, it's the Feeble Grind, don't you dare. And you didn't say, don't do that. You said you were not interested in suggestions. You did not say at any point, do not do that. And you didn't say at any point in my post with 900 comments, don't do that. And you didn't say privately to me after the fact, don't do that. Not into the social media thing. That's what you said. But here you are on social media now.
I posted a video yesterday of Jeff Grosso.
So what you did was, quick backstory on the Feeble Grind. This is on my post. This is after this is already said and done. I first did the Feeble Grind at Del Mar Skate Ranch around 1985. That's debatable also, because I heard a bunch of people saying that the Feeble's been done before that. So this is debatable. There's no video proof of this with a timestamp on it. It's just all off the strength of his word, which I don't hold it in very high regard, and you'll see shortly why. My friend Sean kept calling me the Phoebe because I was always hurt with a broken arm and knocked out teeth. Mark Waters happened to be skating when I showed up. My friends, the Grind, and Mark yelled out the Feeble Grind. I like the name because Feeble Grind, that's what I will continue to call it. You guys call it whatever you want. Okay, this is what you're saying now? This was a week ago, after this has already been said and done. It's already over with. It's in print on the internet. Grosso Grind now. I like the name Feeble Grind, and that is what I will continue to call it. You guys can call it whatever you want. Yep. Like Grosso said, you can't rewrite history. That's enough for me. I'm going to go to the skate park and do some more Feeble Grinds. No one's rewriting history. We're changing the name of a trick because the name is terrible. That's why. Now, that's fine. We could have left it at that, right? You said call it whatever we want. But then yesterday, I was very disappointed to see this. This is how my day started yesterday. Last night I saw this. Saw this, had to sleep like this, then I woke up today, rained its butt off, and I found out that there's a leak in my roof, so I got to figure that out now. And then now you're doing this, Josh. This is a huge insult to my friend Jeff Grosso. I invented the Feeble Grind. My friend Jeff, I invented it. I like the name Feeble, and that is what I will continue to call it. Okay? You'll be calling that alone. You will be by yourself calling the Feeble Grind a Feeble Grind because it's a Grosso Grind. You guys can call it whatever you want. Yeah, we're calling it the Grosso Grind, dude. The name that sounds weak and needs to be changed is Wrecking Ball. No, it's not, because it's a play on a wrecking ball, and that's something that demolishes buildings and other things, other very secure structures. Let's take a vote on what the new name for wrecking ball should be. So, buddy, you're getting from first saying, let's recap. Here it is right here. Should we recap? Because I've sent you now 3 voice notes trying to clear this up and being very respectful as well. And then another one and some comments, some text. And you just keep leaving me on scene, bro. So now it's come to this, because you're now saying that I'm insulting Jeff Grosso. You're accusing me of insulting the late Jeff Grosso, which is absolutely despicable, considering you and I and Jeff all know the truth of this. Let's see what you said. Nothing. Why are you trash talking me on the comments? This is me. I've been nothing but respectful toward you about all this, and that hasn't been reciprocated. You also are lying on there saying I'm disrespecting Jeff. Jeff was down for the name change. You knew that. So we got Josh, may or may not be the creator of the Grosso Grind. And, oopsies. And now he's not a social media guy, but now he is, because, he had to come on here and be arrogant and egotistical and talk about how your friend and you invented this and we can do that, but you're going to do this and my name is weak. Well, you got your wish, and now you're a social media guy. We need to just be careful of people like this, because anybody looks up to this guy. Here we go. Maybe this is someone that chimes in on his comment. Maybe check with the inventor of the trick. Yeah, I already did. Said he didn't care. And Grosso's family already spoke to Jeff personally before conducting a survey and changing the name of tricks. Yeah. That's exactly what happened, and here we are. And Josh, he's seen this. This is probably his buddy. You're sitting there acting like what was said wasn't said when it's right there. You're more than welcome, Josh, to release all of the private conversations that we've had. And, I'm not trying to bring Jeff's family into this. That's a little ridiculous, sir. I already spoke to him. It's just these are the old. This is the wrong gatekeeping. This is a guy that comes in, tries to shut this thing down. Really, all because of you, because of me, because I did this. Well, you should have came up with a cooler name if you want to try to defend it so hard, because actually you are acting feeble now. Not only are you not actually physically feeble, you're acting feeble. You have a feeble mind as well. I mean, you can just read this right here. It says, in honor of the late legend. How is that insulting? This guy is a huge egomaniac, and I'm just glad that we finally changed the name that he made so long ago that was so horrible, and we finally changed it. Rest in peace to Jeff Grosso. Keep tagging the Grosso Grinds, guys. Love to see it. And we're going to switch over to Patreon right now.